If you plan on building a deck and patio combo, which should be built first? Does the deck come first or the patio comes first? Typically, we recommend building a deck first. Why is that and what factors come into play? We're going to be talking about exactly that in this video. When designing a backyard for a new deck, we really like to think about the entire backyard holistically. Not only just a deck or just a patio or just a deck and patio, but how do we plan on using the space? What's any future plans or designs that you want to incorporate into the new deck? What landscaping do you plan on putting into your backyard? It's important to think about all these different factors. And as we approach the build, it's important to think about which can be done or should be done first before the other parts. Now, if your backyard is new, it's empty, it's a clean slate, you don't have any landscaping, deck, or patio yet, or maybe you do and you're deciding to replace all of it and hitting that reset button, coming up with something new that you're gonna love, it's really great to build a deck first and then a patio. It can be done either way. If you are building both, in an ideal world, the deck is built before the patio. We can certainly plan for the patio to be built before the deck as well, and more to come on that. But ideally, the deck is built first so the deck stairs can come down to a finished height, and then the patio can come in and be built perfectly at that bottom deck stairs height, and it'll all look like one seamless, well thought out project. If you do have an existing patio and are looking to build a deck or replace an existing deck, those deck stairs can certainly be designed and built to come down to the patio. There is just some intricacies involved with the depth of each deck step, the height of each deck step, and local code that will determine some of those lengths and heights to try to get us down to that perfect spot on that patio's edge. Now, if your deck is a second story deck, tall enough for a patio to be underneath it, maybe you have a walkout basement, ideally, again, the deck is built first. The reason for that is decks have structural posts that come down into the ground to support the deck. If you didn't or don't have a patio in place, that job is easy. A little muddy, but easy. We dig the holes, install the structural posts for the deck, and backfill that earth, and a patio can be built after. In fact, any type of patio, poured aggregate, stamped concrete, or paver patio can be built right around those structural posts, again making it look like one well thought out, seamless project. Now, here's a tip. If you do have a second story deck and plan on installing a poured concrete patio underneath it in a later date, work with your landscaper or flatware contractor. We'll want to make sure that that concrete does not come in contact with the wood structural posts of your deck. Now, a landscaper or a flatware contractor should know this, but that poured concrete, if it comes in direct contact with any wood, with a wood structural post of a deck, that concrete will actually hold on to water and not allow that structural post to dry. Wrapping that structural post with a thin piece of foam or somehow getting that concrete poured, not touching that wood, is important to ensure long-term structural integrity of that wooden structural post of your deck. If you do have an existing patio underneath an existing deck or underneath a future second story deck, there are some considerations to keep in mind. If your patio is a paver patio, those pavers can easily be plucked up, install the deck structural posts. The pavers are then cut with new polymeric sand, what goes in between the pavers, all installed around the post, making it look like the structural posts were always there and the patio was built around it. If you do have an existing patio and that patio is poured concrete, stamped concrete, poured aggregate, and you're wanting a deck to be installed above it or replaced above it, there are some considerations there. Remember, we need to dig down into the earth to meet local code to install those structural posts for a deck. In order to do that, we would either need to cut holes into your existing patio, or we would demo that patio for future replacement. If we did cut any holes in your poured concrete patio, those holes can be filled with aesthetically beautiful lava rock or other stones such as crushed marble or egg rock. Or that hole could be covered up if you wrapped your structural posts of your deck with some type of veneer, like a brick or stone veneer could hide those cut holes in your patio. So yes, overall, ideally in most scenarios, it's best to build a deck before a patio. Can it be done in the reverse order? Absolutely. Can a deck and patio be built after landscaping is in? Absolutely. Work with your local deck builder. And remember, if you're in the Southeast Michigan area, call Custom Deck Creations. Designing and building decks is exactly what we specialize in. We'd love to hear from you and work with you on designing a beautiful backyard for your home.